Sonoma Valley groundwater, a future in peril. Landowners in two large areas of the valley floor are using groundwater from below 200 feet that is not being recharged by rain. This is causing a 9% reduction in the groundwater that will never be replenished except by salt water from the bay. This excess consumption is affecting the wells of hundreds of landowners, causing more and more wells to run dry or become too salty to drink or use on vineyards and landscaping. Your well water consumption is affecting all of your neighbors. Be responsible. Reduce your groundwater consumption now. Some of you have already cut your groundwater use. Thank you. Please share what you're doing with your neighbors. There are 2,500 wells in Sonoma Valley. In 2012, agriculture used 55% of the groundwater, rural domestic users 27%, mutual water systems 6%, irrigated turf, for example the golf course, used 4%, and commercial consumers were using 3%. There's no reason you should know this information. After all, who's responsible for the groundwater? No one, and that's the problem. But that's going to change in the next couple of years because a new state law requires the creation of local groundwater sustainability agencies that will have authority to tax well owners, require reporting of groundwater used, and impose fines and restrictions. The groundwater supply is limited, and some people must not be allowed to endanger the potable water supply of others. Embrace the future. Be a responsible well owner. Research and implement water conservation measures and rainwater harvesting opportunities. Here's a diagram of the Sonoma Creek watershed. Hood Mountain is in the upper right and is the headwaters of Sonoma Creek. Along the left side are the Sonoma Mountains, and on the right the Mayacamas. The entire watershed is only 166 square miles. Sonoma Creek is 34 miles long and has at least 24 named tributaries that drain into San Pablo Bay. On average, the Sonoma Creek watershed receives 269,000 acre-feet of rain per year, some of which we can capture and use. A 1,000-square-foot roof can capture more than 14,000 gallons of water. Look up rainwater harvesting. The possibilities are very promising. A well driller may tell you that on the valley floor the sediments are up to 1,000 feet deep, and that's true, but there are several constraints. The first is that water-bearing layers are separated by impermeable clay or volcanic layers. The second is the presence of thermal water at depths between 200 and 500 feet, which contain high trace concentrations of arsenic, boron, fluoride, and lithium that exceed drinking water standards and can damage irrigated crops. The third is that, in general, on the valley floor, water below 200 feet was deposited long ago and is not being replenished. Fortunately, the shallow aquifer above 200 feet is readily replenished by rain. The Carriger Road zone of depletion is 20 feet below sea level. The southeast Sonoma zone of depletion is 40 feet below. These deficits are pulling fresh water from the surrounding groundwater and neighboring wells, and ultimately pulling salt water towards these areas, contaminating everyone's well in between. If we can't drink from our wells or irrigate our crops, what future is there?